Good morning, dear students. How are you? Yes, I am fine, and I hope all of you are fine. Yes, as you know, the culture of India refers collectively to the thousands of distinct and unique culture of all religion and communities present in India. Yes, and India's language, religion, dance, music, architecture, food, and customs differ from place to place within the country. Yes, there are so many religions are there, and the communities are there, and the so many people, those they are speaking different language, although we are one. Yes, it's because the uniqueness of our India's people. So Indian society is inclusive of many cultures, and in this society caste system is there, and so many superstitions are there, and rituals are also there, and that rituals and the superstitions and the caste systems very deep rooted in the Indian society. Yes, and it was believed that attaining moksha, that is salvation for the common man, was impossible. Yes, so moksha, that is salvation, that is mukti. Yes, if you want moksha, so that is not, that is very impossible for the common people of the India. Yes, and the medieval society was under the impression that the common people were not eligible for such destiny. During that, people, saints, and bhakti cult and Sufi traditions brought in a social and religious reformation. Yes, there are so many people, they works in the bhakti cult. Yes, what is bhakti? Yes, and what is Sufi tradition? Do you know about that? No. Yes, okay, so let us see the third lesson of your social science, that is bhakti cult and Sufi heritage. Yes, so in South and North India, Alwars and Dasas, and the North India's Sant and Sufis created social awakening through the bhakti cult. Yes, so in the bhakti movement or the bhakti cult, there are so many saints, and the Sufis, they created social awakening through the bhakti cult. And in this lesson, the objectives of bhakti cult and the meaning and the futures, we are going to discuss about this all points. Okay, and in southern India, Andal is there, Akka Mahadevi, S. Kanakadasa, Purandaradasa, and Shishanala Sherappa are introduced. Okay, so let us see the bhakti cult and the Sufi heritage. Yes, so in the medieval India, the bhakti cult and the Sufi traditions, they stressed the importance of global brotherhood and taught that bhakti is the best way to attain moksha. Yes, those who want to attain moksha, so they have to follow bhakti way. Yes, or the bhakti, it is a very important way to attain moksha, and we have to adopt the global brotherhood. Yes, so then only we can attain moksha, and this path is called bhakti cult. Yes, so that path is known as bhakti cult, and the word bhakti is formed from the Sanskrit word, that is bhuj. Yes, what is bhuj? Yes, bhuj means the knowledge. Yes, what bhuj means the knowledge. So let us see gist of bhakti cult. Yes, so first one, bhakti cult condemned discrimination. Yes, what he did? So in the bhakti cult, they condemned discrimination. Yes, and it preached equality. Yes, they taught that we have to adopt equality, and they condemned discrimination. Yes, and also The saints of Bhakti cult opposed and condemned superstitious practice. Yes, the saints and the Bhakti cult, they have opposed superstitions and the practice. Yes, there are so many superstitions and practices are there. Yes, and that all superstitions are condemned by the saints of Bhakti cult. Yes, and they undertook the task of uniting the hearts of people. Yes, they want to uniting the hearts of people. Yes, and according to Sufi saints, dharma is love and service to mankind. Yes, what is dharma? Dharma is nothing, it is a love and service to mankind. Yes, it is we have to give service and love to the human being. Yes, and they also told that God is one. Yes, God is one, not many. Yes, there are only one God and not many goddess and God are there. Yes, these are the preaching of Bhakti cult. Yes, so let us see Bhakti heritage in South India. Yes, so first one is Andal. Yes, so Andal is one among the 12 Alvars and the Vishnu devotees of Tamil Nadu. Yes, so Andal, she was among the 12 Alvaras and they are the Vishnu devotees. They are from Tamil Nadu state. And she was an adopted daughter of Vishnu Chitta. Yes, Vishnu Chitta was an Anwar who was also called Periyalvar. And Andal's original name was Goda Devi. Yes, what is the original name of Andal's? That is Goda Devi. It is the original name of Andal. Yes, and she was from Tamil Nadu state. And they were devotees of Krishna. Yes, they were devotees of Krishna. And her father was making flower garland and offering it to Krishna temple of Sri Villiputuru. Yes, that is in Tamil Nadu state. Yes, what did his father do? Yes, her father was making flower garland and offering it to Krishna temple of Sri Villiputuru. Yes, that is a city of Tamil Nadu state. And Andal loved Krishna and she claimed that he was her husband. Yes, she started to loving Krishna and she assumed that he was her husband. Yes, and she wrote a Tirupavai and dedicated to God. Yes, she wrote a work that is Tirupavai. Yes, and it dedicated to God. In Tamil Nadu, Tirupavai Vrata, that is a ceremony. Yes, or religious observance. It's very famous. Next, according to Alvars, all Vishnu devotees are equal and their birth should not be questioned. Yes, so all the Vishnu devotees, they are all equal and their birth should not be questioned. Yes, and the caste discrimination is a criminal offense. They believed that making caste discrimination, it is a bigger criminal offense. Yes, so this is all about Andals. Okay, let us see next one, Akka Mahadevi. So Akka Mahadevi was an enterprising woman in the Vachana movement of 12th century. Yes, so Akka Mahadevi, she was very important Vachanakarti in the Kannada literature. Yes, and she has made immense contribution to Vachana literature. Yes, so many Vachanas are created by the Akka Mahadevi. Yes, and she was born in Udutadi of Shivamogga district. Yes, where she born? She was born in Udutadi, that is a village name, that is in Shivamogga district, and her father was Nirmal Shetty and her mother name is Sumati. Yes, what is her father name? Nirmal Shetty and her mother name is Sumati. Akka immersed in Shiva Bhakti since her childhood. Yes, she was in Shiva Bhakti since her childhood, and she claimed Channamallikarjuna himself to be her husband. Yes, she also assumed that or claimed that Chenna Mallikarjuna is her husband. Yes, and her parents forcibly got her married to King Kaushika. Yes, but their parents they do not accepted this. That is Channamallikarjuna is the husband of Akka Mahadevi. Yes, therefore her parents forcibly got her married to King Kaushika, and she found it a hindrance to her service to Guru Linga Jangama, so she left the palace. Yes, when she got married, Kaushika, king of Kaushika, she is not comfortable with her. Yes, and she facing so many hindrances during the Guru Linga Jangama pujas. Yes, therefore she left the palace, and later she stayed at Anubhava Mantapa in Kalyan for some time. Yes, Anubhava Mantap is in Basav Kalyan. Yes, so and there she wrote many vachanas under the pen name of Channa Mallikarjuna. Yes, so Akka Mahadevi's pen name is Channa Mallikarjuna. Yes, and she was respected by all Shiva Sharanas. She left Kalyana and went to Sri Shela towards the end of her life. Yes, only some days she lived in the Anubhava Mantapa, that is in Basava Kalyana. Then after she went to the Sri Shela. Yes, and she left Kalyana and went to Sri Shela towards the end of her life, and she left her mortal body in the Kadali forest of Sri Shela. Yes, so this is all about Akka Mahadevi. So next one, Purandara Dasa. Yes, Purandara Dasa was born in 1480 Common Era and he was died in 1564 Common Era. So let us see. So he is one of the important person in Kannada Dasa literature. Yes, as we know, Purandara Dasa, yes, is a very important Kannada Dasa literature. Yes, and Purandara Dasa was born in Purandaragada. Yes, and his original name was Srinivasa Nayaka, and his father was Varadappa Nayaka and mother name is Leelavati. Yes, and his wife's name is Lakshmi Bai. She was a great religious woman. Srinivasa Nayaka was a miser and an atheist. Yes, and later he distributed all his wealth to the needy people and spent rest of his life in the thought of God. Yes, so Srinivasa Nayaka, he contributed or he distributed his all wealth to those who want that wealth, or those people they are in very trouble. So Srinivasa Nayaka, he helped that type of people. Yes, and he traveled to many places singing kirtanas, and lastly he reached Krishna Devaraya's court. Yes, Purandara Dasa, he traveled so many places singing kirtana all over the Karnataka, and lastly he reached Krishna Devaraya's court. Yes, Vyasaraya gave him Diksha. Yes, and called him Purandara Dasa. Yes, so Purandara Dasa got Diksha by the Vyasaraya. Yes, and later he became Purandara Dasa. Yes, and we can see in all his songs, yes, like Purandara Dasa is a pen name of Srinivasa Raya, and he condemned the caste system. Yes, in the ancient days there are caste system is in practice, and he condemned the caste system in that time. We also see the combination of philosophy, moral and musical qualities in his song. Yes, he has created so many songs. In that all songs we can find out the combination of philosophy, morality and music qualities of his songs, and he is known as Karnataka Sangeeta Pitamaha, that is father of Carnatic music. Yes, because he has contributed to the Sangeeta field. Yes, that's why he is known as the father of Karnataka. Yes, Sangeeta Pitamaha, that is father of Carnatic music. He wrote kirtanas with the pen name of Purandara Vithala, And he was praised by his own guru, that is teacher Vyasaraya, as Purandara Dasa. Dasa is ultimate as a Dasa. Yes, his guru name is Vyasaraya. Yes, so he praised by him, that is Purandara Dasa. Dasa is ultimate as a Dasa. Yes, that is in Kannada Dasarendere Purandara Dasaraya. Yes, that is praised by the guru, that is Vyasaraya. Yes. So next one is Kanakadasa. Yes, he was born in 1508 and he was died in 1606 common era. So Kanakadasa is one of the famous Kirtanakaras of Dasa literature, and he was born about 1508 common era at a Bada village of Bankapur Taluka in Haveri district. Yes, his original name is Timmappa, and his father name is Veerappa and mother name is Bachamma. Yes, and he was a warrior and also a poet. Yes, he was a very warrior, he was a very brave warrior, and also he was a poet. He headed a group of over 78 villages. Yes, he was the head of 78 villages, and it is said that he found a pot full of gold and he came to be known as Kanaka Nayaka. Yes, that's why Kanaka, his name he got. And he renounced worldly things and became a disciple of Vyasaraya. Yes, later he came to be known as Kanakadasa. Yes, and he has composed many kirtanas with the pen name of Adikeshava. Yes, what is the pen name of Kanakadasa? That is Adikeshava. It is a pen name of Kanakadasa. And Adikeshava was his personal god. Yes, Adikeshava, it is a personal name of his god. And he has criticized the superstitions of the society in his songs, and he has preached the simple path of attaining moksha in them. Yes, there are so many superstitions are there, so that all superstitions was criticized by Kanakadasa in his kirtanas. And also he has preached a simple path of attaining moksha in his kirtanas. And he has also criticized the caste system in his songs. So this is all about Kanakadasa. So let us see, there is a important of Kanakana Kindi. Yes, so this is picture of Kanakadasa. So let us see Kanakana Kindi. Yes, the priest of Udupi temple stops Kanaka from entering the temple. When Kanakadasa he went to the Udupi for darshana of Udupi Sri Krishna Mata. In that time, priest of Udupi temple, he stops Kanaka from entering the temple, and it is said that Lord Krishna, pleased by his devotion, turned his face towards west for Kanaka. Yes, and this was named as Kanakana Kindi. Yes, Kanakadasa wrote Hari Bhakti Sara, Nalacharite, Ramadhana Charite, next Mohana Tarangini, etc. These are the some important works of Kanakadasa. So next one is Shishanala Sharifa. Shishanala Sharifa is the first Kannada Muslim mystic poet. Yes, he was the first Muslim poet, and he is known as Kabira of Karnataka. Yes, so Shishanala Sharifa is known as Kabira of Karnataka, and he was born in 1819 common era at Shishanala. Yes, and his parents name is Imam Sahib and mother name is, that is father name is Imam Sahib and mother name is Hajamma. Yes, and he studied both Hindu and Islamic religion in his childhood. Yes, he is very interesting in both religion, that is Hindu and Islamic. That's why he studied this both religion. Yes, later he passed his Mulki exam and served as a teacher for some time. Yes, in that time Mulki exam, it is a part of the education, and he had served as a teacher for some time. Then after he took Diksha from Govinda Bhatta and wrote many Tattvapadas. Yes, his guru's name is Govinda Bhatta. So he was a Brahmin. Yes, and he took Diksha from Govinda Bhatta and he wrote so many Tattvapadas. Yes, so in his poem one can find Riwayat, that is Mohram words, that is song. Among those songs of Kalagapada, Dharmika Niti Pada, Alai Pada, next Sawal Jawab Pada. These are some important are the famous songs. And you can see his grave in Shishunala. Yes, there is a grave in Shishunala. And he tried to spread humanity beyond the barriers of caste and religion. Yes, that is, he tried to spread humanity beyond the barriers of caste and religion. Yes, so this is all about South Indian Bhakti heritage. Yes, there is Andal's contribution is very important, and Akkama Devi, she is the first Vachanagarthi in the Kannada literature, and Purandara Dasa is known as the Karnataka Sangita Pitamaha. Yes, next one is Kanaka Dasa, and last one is Shishunala Sherifa. So this is all about the South Indian Bhakti heritage. In the next class, I will teach the Bhakti heritage of North India. Thank you for watching video.